Hi, welcome to Gentle Yoga today. My name is Bree. Sorry if it's a little dark in here. It is raining outside here, and I just thought it set like a really calming and peaceful mood in here. But for you, you can have your own little space in the house. You can have a mat, a blanket. I personally will have a mat and a blanket and a pillow I am expecting, but I will be sure to show different modifications and options for today. Today is just going to be a 30-minute class, some stretching, but really with everything going on, I want this to be like a goal is for you to take a moment for yourself, relax. We won't have any music playing in the background. I always play some Tibetan bowl music or playlist on my personal Spotify, but if there's something that you would like to listen to that's calming or peaceful, you may do so, or you don't have to have any at all. So really the main focus is just to kind of make a cozy little area for you, and we'll go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and have a seat on the mat. So here we go. If you want to, you can go ahead and set your watch. There we go. So I personally will be seated on a pillow or blanket. We'll just go ahead, cross those legs, sit up nice and tall, and just start to close those eyes. Let those shoulders fall away from those ears, lengthening from the crown of the head. Imagine a string is pulling you up, lengthening that spine. So as we continue, we'll start to focus on that breath. Throughout our day, we may breathe through the shoulders, moving them up and down. I want you to go ahead, place a hand upon that belly. You may place both, or you may place a hand over your heart. And I want you to expand your breath going outward through that belly. Imagine filling it up like a balloon as you inhale. Exhale, press away. Let that air press out. Again, inhale in, filling up that belly. And exhale out. So take a moment to follow that breath. Notice that movement of the belly. We'll turn those outside thoughts, turning them more internally to focus on that breath. Quieting that mind and spirit within. Gently open those eyes and remove those hands, but continue to breathe through that belly, expanding and letting that air out. Taking our head, we're going to drop it over to the left side, letting that right side stretch all the way. Not forcing, but just letting that head hang heavy for a moment. One more deep breath in. We'll lift that head and now drop it over to that right side. Letting that ear all the way down to that shoulder blade lengthen and stretch the muscles within the neck. You may start to notice that breath slowing down, but becoming fuller or deeper. And as we breathe, we'll start to find relaxation, calmness of the mind and that body. Lift that head up. And now we'll bring our hands heart center, bowing that head down. Let that head hang heavy. You may gently rock it side to side if you want, or let it hang as is. For this part of class, I always ask people if they like, they may say a prayer, a mantra, anything that comes to mind. Maybe giving thanks to yourself, or even just saying a positive thing about yourself or something. Take a few moments or breaths to do so. We'll bring those thumbs to the third eye, to our forehead, to bring forth calmness and peace and clarity through our yoga practice. And as we release, bring those hands down. We're going to take that right hand over, reaching to the left side, stretching. Keeping with that full breath within the belly. And reach up and take it now over to the other side, looking at those fingertips, stretching through the back, those shoulders. And as we inhale, bring it back. We're going to take our arms into cactus arms and kind of press through those fingertips, shoulders, elbows back, opening up that heart, looking up at the ceiling to open up the chest. Exhale, take it forward. Again, inhale, cactus arms, pressing those elbows back. And exhale through the mouth, rounding that spine. One more time, pressing back. And exhaling, hands come heart center. And we're going to go ahead, come into tabletop, removing blankets or pillow if we did use. And as we find tabletop, we're going to press those fingertips into the mat, equaling out the weight. Draw those elbows in, untucking those toes. Exhaling, rounding that spine like a little Halloween cat. Lifting through the shoulders. And as we inhale, dropping that belly, lifting that tailbone. And again, exhaling, lifting through those shoulders, through that spine. Inhale. Now take a moment to move through the spine at your own pace. Rolling vertebrae by vertebrae, stretching. Now if this is a bit much for those hands, but for a wrist, you can always make fists, and that helps as well. We'll try to match that breath with the move. You may slow down a little bit. One more. And we'll find that tabletop when you're ready. We're going to widen those knees as wide as the mat, bringing those back toes together. I'm going to grab a pillow for me personally. You can do this as well. But we're going to go into child's pose. Hands are going to extend out, and you're going to rest that forehead upon the mat. The option I will do is I'll go ahead and grab the pillow, and it just kind of feels really nice, allowing yourself to relax, opening up those hips. One more full breath, and we'll come on up, adding a little bit of movement. We're going to bring those knees hip distance apart. We're going to shift forward slightly, going into a half plank. Hands are directly in line with those shoulders. Core is drawn in. And as we exhale, we're going to shift back into a child's pose, stretching out those shoulders. Let that head drop. And again, inhale, round through that spine. Find that half plank. And as we exhale, press it back. Exaggerating that breath. Big inhale as we shift forward. And exhaling through the mouth as we press back. Imagine as you're exhaling, blowing out frustrations, negativity or worry that we may have built up through today. Inhale. And exhale back. One more. And exhale back. We'll stay right here for a moment. Just kind of shift. If this is a bit much for those knees, as I said before, you may widen that stance. Shift slightly forward. We're going to curl those toes, bring those knees in just a little bit, and we're going to press up into our first down dog. Now take a moment, press those hands into the mat, pedal those feet out. Heels don't have to touch, that's okay. But really lift that tailbone up to the ceiling like an upside down V. Really suction cup those hands to the mat. If you need to take a break, you may always come on down, press back, and then when you're ready, shift forward and press up once again. Just take a moment to stretch out those legs, the back of the legs, the hamstrings, the calves. You can always bend those knees a little bit more if you need to. Bend those knees together, and we're going to step to the middle of our mat. Whoop. Coming into forward fold. Knees bent, pressing those toes and heel into the mat. Just sway side to side for a moment. Imagine really pressing those feet into the mat. We'll ragdoll up. Head will be the last thing to come up. And you can be at the top of the mat. I will turn just for right now. And we're going to take those hands out to the sides, coming into mountain pose. This is a great pose to come to if you need to just take a moment to breathe. Come back. And overall, just refresh the whole mind and body. We'll bring those hands heart center. And we're going to step to the top of our mat. So we're at the top. Feet are hip distance. We're going to step back first with that right foot, coming into a small crescent. Both toes are going to face forward. And almost like a lunge, we'll scoop those hips in slightly, extending those arms up, or we may bring those hands heart center. But taking a moment to adjust, to notice this pose, energy shooting through the fingertips. Standing tall, standing proud. And as we exhale, we'll bow forward, shoulders away from those ears, leaning slightly forward. We'll bring those hands heart center. Modified, you may stay right here, or you may walk up, finding a small balance pose, pressing those palms together. And if you'd like, you may start to lean yourself forward, small bend in that knee. Maybe finding a focal point upon the floor. And as we exhale, gently bringing that foot back down to small crescent. And we'll step together or hip distance, coming into chair pose. Drawing that core in. I'm going to bring my hands heart center, but you may extend them out. Imagine your body in a nice little lightning bolt shape. And now with that left foot, we're going to step back. Whoop, find that train track. Reaching up, now small crescent on that left side, that opposite side that we just did. Taking a moment to adjust, to feel the pose. You all are doing really great. Bring those hands heart center, looking at the top of the mat. You may modify, stay where you're at with the toe on the mat, or find that balance. Palms pressed together. One more deep breath in, and very gently bring that foot down, back to crescent. Palms come together. We'll step forward to mountain once again. If you need to, you can kind of shake it out, wiggle it out. Turning to face you, we'll reach up over to the left side. Exhale, take it over. And hands come heart center, and we're going to have a seat once again. You may use your pillow or blanket. But coming back to where we started. And kind of shake out the neck. Take a moment. Roll the head. Stretch it however you need to. Take a moment to adjust from standing to seating. Seated, sorry. And take a moment to close those eyes and start to adjust and focus on that breath as we did in the beginning. So you may bring that hand upon the belly if you like, or the hand over the heart. Feel that breath as we inhale, filling up. And exhale, letting go. Really listen to that breath. Listen to the sound. Now is the time for the final part of class. We'll transition into that Shavasana. Now I will stay seated cross-legged, but you may also lie completely flat on the mat, rolling those shoulders back, hands come out to the sides. Just allowing yourself with each exhale to sink into the mat. Heels will press into the mat and just let those feet hang, and just kind of hang there, out. If it is a bit much for your back, you may always bend those knees if you're on your back. And that also helps support as well. Now you may choose to stay in Shavasana, and that is perfectly fine. But we'll go ahead and start to wiggle those fingertips, wiggle those toes. And if you are lying down, gently bring yourself up to a seated position. Bring those palms together one final moment. Drop that head down for any final thoughts, prayers, or reflection. And one more time, bring that those thumbs to the third eye, that forehead. I hope you are able to find some peace, relaxation, and clarity for these 30 minutes. And may you go the rest of the day and or week with the same calmness as we felt today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have different virtual classes throughout the week through Columbus State. All of them are free and all fitness levels are welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have different virtual classes throughout the week through Columbus State. All of them are free and all fitness levels are welcome. We hope to see you during the week. Take care. Thank you so much.